Welcome to RaiGoodFood.com. Today, we are diving deep into the world of HTML forms. Whether you are a beginner or looking to enhance your skills, this comprehensive guide will cover everything you need to know about creating interactive and user-friendly form. So, let's get started. HTML form normally looks like having different structure, which contains text boxes, buttons, radio buttons, drop-down list, all those contents will be available. Before we jump into the intricacies, let's cover the basics on how the forms will look. An HTML form is a crucial element for collecting user inputs on a website. It can be anything from a simple contact form to a complex registration form. So form looks like here whenever we'll search for any form, so that form contains this type of structure where you can see name of the company, employee name, logo, address, phone number, all those details are available, which includes your text boxes, radio buttons, drop-down list, as well as different structures like list and all. The basic structure of form using the form tag, we can create this type of form. The importance of actions or attributes for processing form data is required. So we have to make this form very much interactive, including all those elements. So form consists of various elements that enables user to input data. So let's explore what all options we have in form. Whenever we will create a structure and different input types, text, password, email, number, radio button, check boxes, extra are elements of any form. So to demonstrate the use of the input elements as various attributes, we can use text area, multi-line text input, select, and all those options are available. So we'll see in detail how we can create the form structure in HTML. So first, we'll start with HTML tag. So here we'll have HTML opening and closing. So HTML. After that, we'll add header, head, closing of head. Then we'll have title, title, closing of title. And here, let's consider request form. Request form is the title of this form. After that, we'll specify the body content. Within the body, we will use the form structure. Closing of body. I'm not using color codes and all. Let's go ahead with the simple form and understand the basics of it. And after that, we can apply a lot more things into the form itself. So here, let's add one H1 tag, which contains H1 contact us is the title of H1. Here, next attributes, I want to define the form. So form is always starting with the form, and actions I want to add as actions equal to. If we have any websites or link to be used, we can use this. So here, let's say lesson1.html. This is the inclusion of the form I'm including here. And we can also add get and post method. So if we want to add any method, we will use it. So method, we will specify here as a post equal to in double quote post. So this is the calling method. We are using our HTTP request method. We can use it. Next options, I will close this as a form. So here we'll close this. Next is I'm using label. So label is to highlight this text, and within the label we are specifying for equal to name we'll just add the keywords, and after that, we'll add your name as a text. And then we will close the label option. Next, I want to use input type text. So here we'll add new tag, input type equal to, in double quote, text. ID I want to specify here so that we can use it CSS coding, name, and post that we'll use name equal to name in double quote. And this is a required field. I want to mark it. Without entering it, we cannot proceed it further. After that, I want to apply the break. So this will be a break. Next actions, I want to use label for the email. So here we will specify the label for email. We'll add here email. In input type, I want to specify email so that we will have this options available for CSS selector for modifications or beautifications. Name equal to email, and again I want to mark this field as a required. Next sections we can use it again label or any other parameters which we are looking for. Now next options I want to include it here text area. So here we'll add text area ID equal to message to be added in double quote, right? And name I want to specify here as a message. Next options I want the row to be added, rows equal to 4, so that we will have 4 lines. Next options I want this field again required, and after that we'll close this. And we'll add again break here. This one again I want into label field. So here we'll again specify label. So we'll add here one more label after this, and I want to specify this label as message. Message, and next options I want here is a message. Let's save this and we'll see how the response will look like. Forms.html. Now let me open this, and now you have your name, email ID. So here there is a typo error. That's why it's showing my email. Let me save it, refresh this, and we will have this text box and message area available. This is how we can create any form which will have different options. Now, next options I want as a part of gender. Gender we are selecting as a radio button. So to add the radio button, again, we will copy and paste this label and will modify instead of message, I want your gender. And text to be displayed, I want it to display here as a gender, and input type, I want to mark this as a radio button. So let's add this at the bottom. So input type, I want to specify here radio. And next options, I want ID as male. So here, first we'll specify for the male, and next options we want to add it as a name as gender. Value, I want to keep this value as a male. Again, this field, I want to mark it as a required. Next options, I want to add one label for the male and second label for the female. So here for male, again I want to mark this field as a male, and next options I want to add it same thing for female. Exactly same. I want it for female radios, female here, gender female, and I want this to be marked as female, and here will again modify it. Let's save this, and once we'll refresh this page, we will have the radio button which contains gender male and female. So this is how we can create it for the radio button. So we can also include like checkboxes and other fields. So I'm going one by one with other things. Let me add it for checkbox. So again, I want one label to be added. This label will hold my text. So I want to just keep it simple so that we'll have all those form inputs will be covered. So I want to specify here my hobbies. Hobbies. This will hold my hobbies sections. And after that, I want to add input type as a checkbox. So we'll copy and paste same thing after this. So here input type, I want to specify checkbox. We'll just modify this checkbox. In next sections, I want the ID as reading, and label I want to print it for reading label. So we'll remove all those other options where we have added name as hobbies. Next sections, I want the value to be added as reading. And this fields I don't want to be added as a required. So we'll remove these options and we'll move further with adding label for this options as well. So we'll again copy and paste same thing at the bottom, and within this label, I will specify for item for equal to reading, and after that we'll have reading text here and then close the label. So let's save this and refresh this page so that we'll have this form available where we will have reading checkbox available. So if we want to make this options in the next line, probably we'll include break here so that the reading text will be available from the next line. So we have to adjust our form based on our requirements. So hobbies are listed in the next line. Again, we'll add a break here so that reading will be available in the next line. We'll again refresh this page and this option is listed here. Exactly same way we can add other options for selections. We can also add country related informations. If you're traveling, we can add the label and radio button and checkboxes according to our need. So exactly same thing, we can repeat it for other area. Buttons, for adding the button, we can use one input for button where we can specify the type of the button. Here add as button, and within the button we want to specify the type. So type will use here submit, and once this is done we can add the text as submit. So whatever text we are including here, same text will be printed as a part of button. We'll close the button options. So now this is done for the button. We can also add the reset button as well. So if you want, you can just copy and paste it, change name, and you will have the reset button also available. So this one, I will make it to reset. And after that, we'll specify this text as a reset because this text will be displayed to user or end user. Let's refresh this page and you will have submit and reset button. If you want to make again in the next line, we can include it for this. Exactly similar way, we can also include other input parameters or other input type form where we can make it. Form validations is a very important factor. This will ensure that the data submitted is accurate and valid. So here we can apply different logic for this to verify the form is working fine or not. So here normally we will be using client side encryptions or mechanisms to validate the exact form validations parameter. And for doing this, we have to do some PHP or JavaScript related coding to verify that I will cover in the further part of the video. So let's recap it. We have started with the HTML form. We have discussed different input formats, which includes text boxes, list, then radio buttons, checkboxes, and buttons. Handling this form submissions, which is again create a valid form. It's time to learn how to handle submitted data. That again, I will cover it in further part of the video. So these are the different attributes like get and post. By using these attributes, we can handle server side scripting, and for that we cannot do it directly with the HTML. That part will be covered with the help of JavaScript and other scripting language, where we have to just code it according to the mechanisms, according to the validations or structure which we wanted to be there on our website. So we can build a very advanced level form, which I will cover. This is the basic section. That's why I've covered the basic concept of it. However, I will definitely come up with different other topics to explain you how we can add the validations, how we can add server-side scripting in the further part of the training. So that's all from this video. Let's recap this. So a comprehensive guide to mastering HTML forms. It covered everything from the form basics to an advanced technique, ensuring you are well equipped to create a functional and user-friendly form for your website. Remember, practice makes you perfect, so keep practicing or experimenting or refining your skills to make your website perfect and accurate. Thanks for joining and happy coding, and feel free to press thumbs up button. This will means a lot for me, and don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. Thank you for watching.